Hi, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Spoonful of Spite. If you've never been here before, my name is Samantha Sauer and I'm the CEO of G-PACT, and I'm really happy you're here. Today, I'm going to be making a recipe that I found scrolling on the internet, and I'm not going to try to pronounce the word of what it's called on camera because I tried multiple times after watching the video, and I'm not butchering it. It'll be in the comments or in the description of the video. I'll put the recipe and everything, but it's got vegetables, there's potatoes, there's zucchini and carrot. As you can see, I have a bowl of shredded vegetables here, which is potato, zucchini and carrot. I was not gonna shred that on camera. No one needed to see that, and you can figure out how to do that with a shredder and the vegetable. So I found this recipe and I was looking at it, I'm like, that looks good because it has relative safe foods in it. And I'm going to imagine, since it's the first time that I've made this, that probably besides the potato that you could probably add or remove some vegetables that would be something that works for you. I did not skin the zucchini, but you probably could. I did peel the carrot though, and the potato. So basically what you need is these vegetables. You need flour. Now I pulled out my favorite flour for this. As you all know that I am gluten-free and I like gluten-free flour, and this is my all-time favorite gluten-free flour. It's cup for cup. It is a little bit expensive, which is why I don't pull it out super duper often, but we're gonna for this one. You need a pan of some sort. This is all I had available, so that's what I'm using. And grated parm. Got my favorite from ShopRite, off-brand, whatever, still works. And it calls for paprika, onion powder, and garlic powder. Now, as I've said this, and we'll say it forever because I'm a broken record, use what works for you. That's it. I'm going to use just my favorite garlic salt from Aldi a little bit and sprinkle that in and just kind of go a little easier on the seasonings because A, I've never made this before, and B, my stomach hasn't been too happy as of late, so plainer the better. So my oven is preheated already because I've actually started this video about 4 times, and it's just how the cookie crumbles today. So again, I peeled the potato, I peeled my carrot, I peeled the zucchini, and I've got my good old pan here that I'm gonna spray with oil. After you have shredded everything, it says do not squeeze the liquid out of the vegetables. Like sometimes when you shred a zucchini, you've gotta like get the like cheesecloth and squeeze all the juice out of it. Don't do that here. It specifically says not to. So now in a bowl, we're gonna combine all of those, which I did. Flour, Parmesan, a little bit of olive oil, and onion powder and whatever seasonings you like. So it calls for 1 cup of flour. So I'm going to get the handy dandy measuring cups. Close enough. Plopped that in. Now we need half cup of grated parm. This is my favorite because it's 3 different cheeses. There's grated Parmesan Romano. Oh no, I lied. It's 2 cheeses now. They changed it. It's Parmesan Romano and Asiago cheese. I love a good Asiago, so one of my favorites. Half a cup of grated parm. And a little bit of seasoning. Looks good. And 2 tablespoons. Okay, 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And 1/3 of a cup of water. All in there. Now we're gonna stir it. Okay, now that that's all stirred, I'm just gonna spray a little bit of oil at the bottom of my pan here. This looks just like a pile of mush, but hopefully it'll taste good. So basically it says just to plop this in your pan and flatten it out. Did say that you could sprinkle with like cornmeal. I don't think I have any, so we're just gonna kind of go with what we have here and see what happens, because that's how I learned how to cook. Mix it all together and hope for the best. Kind of sounds like a normal day with gastroparesis, but here we are. Okay, so just kind of spread it out evenly. And then a little bit more grated parm on the top. So we'll just sprinkle. That looks good. And bake for 40 to 45 minutes once it's done. So I'm going to put this in the oven for 40 minutes and see what happens. So once that's ready to come out of the oven, we'll take a gander at how pretty it is and let it cool for a little bit and then give it a try and let you know how it goes. All right, it's been 45 minutes. My timer went off, so I'm going to pull this out and see what it looks like. Kind of nervous since I've never made this before. Looks good. Set until golden brown. Looks nice and golden brown to me. So now I'm going to turn my oven off because don't want to forget to do that. Now, according to the recipe, you're supposed to put it on a wire rack, let it cool down like you do with most baked goods, anything like that, for about like 10 to 15 minutes. Once it cools down a little bit, I will come back and cut a piece, see what it looks like inside. Nice and squishy. And try it on camera and see how it goes. All right, now that this is cooled for a little bit, enough that I can touch that, I am going to cut it. We're gonna see what this tastes like and if it tastes like mush. Can tell you that I did not spray the pan good enough because it's kind of stuck here. So I would definitely say spray the pan better or use parchment paper. Then again, as long as it tastes okay, I don't really care what it looks like. So kind of just looks like mushy potato pie, but that's kind of what I was making, was mushy potato pie. All right, so did not cut it well. I don't care. I'm like, where's the camera? That's what it looks like. Still steaming a little bit. Just mushy potatoes. It's actually really tasty. Just enough flavor for me anyway. Husband, would you like to come try? It's a little hot.
That's pretty good.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
it's just like mushy potatoes in a pie. With some
With a crust.
vegetables and a crust. So, from taste and texture, it's soft. It's potatoes, which we all know is the goat of all foods here because you can make it into anything. And it's pretty much a safe food for almost all of us, or most of us. There's some vegetables in there. little cheesy because of the Parmesan. And I like it. We'll see how my stomach does. But on just a taste, texture, ease of making the food, it was pretty good. So we'll see how my stomach does. And at the time that this video will be posted to YouTube, I will put in the description on how I do a little bit later and kind of what that feels like. So if you try it, again, everything will be linked down in the description of where I found the video. And as always, make it to what works for you. I always suggest, to the best of your ability, to try to follow the recipe the right way the first time. For gluten-free flour, like the cup for cup that I have is a 1-to-1, so it's an easy swap for regular all-purpose flour versus gluten-free flour. Sometimes you do need to have some additives in there, but that's an easy 1-to-1 swap. If you can't do any of the vegetables, might be worth doing a quick search on like, what can I substitute this for that kind of situation. You know, if you don't like white potatoes, sweet potatoes would probably be really good. It's just I grabbed, you know, baking potatoes, but a mix of a yellow potato and a sweet potato or whatever you like, give that a try. But spice wise, it kind of feels like you might not even need to really add anything to it. If you can't do dairy and like the Parmesan cheese might not work for you, I do believe there are some like dairy-free Parmesan cheeses, but don't quote me, I'm not dairy-free, so I don't know. So any dairy-free friends out there, if you have suggestions, drop them in the comments for the rest of our friends, and good luck. Let me know if you try it, and if you do, I hope you like it. Bye.